What's up, Scrappy Peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and welcome to episode 12 of Buy It and Try It, where I buy the things and try the things so that you can get some ideas and inspo for using some new things in your stash. So first up, I've got these pretty Jen Hadfield tiny word stickers. I think they're meant for card making because there's a lot of like card making type phrases like thinking of you and that type of shenanigans. But then I have some wood buttons from the Cocoa Vanilla Sun-Kissed collection. I have quite a few Pinkfresh Studio goodies in this bundle. I found these at my local newsagents and they were only $2. So I snapped up 2 packets of them and I've been using the bejesus out of them, which has been great. I've got quite a few pieces, I think, from this Some Days collection, which is, I think, came out sometime during lockdown, and it's been good to document all of the hominess. These are from Amy Tan, and I love the bright colours and the scripty font. So they're like a foam, they're the Thickers brand, but they're like a foam chunky sticker. And then these alphas go against everything that I don't like about multicoloured letters. However, they're very, very nice. And I've kind of been being a bit cheeky with them and only using one type of colour with them. There's something about multicoloured thickers that I just can't make work in my brain. Let me know in the comments if you are the same, because and I've lost my scissors. I always lose my scissors. I just can't make multicoloured thickers work, but I really, really love this font, so I'm doing my best. I am picking out my cards, and I've got quite a few paper scraps that I've been trying to use up lately, and packaging and things like that. So I had some graph paper on the back of, I think it was a Pinkfresh Studio, some sort of sticker sheet. I've got, I think that rainbow card is from the Sun-Kissed Cocoa Vanilla stack of journaling cards. And then I've got this merry menagerie of paper scraps that was living next to my desk because they're things that I've used on recent projects that I haven't yet put away, which can be a benefit of because they're there when you need them again. I should put things away more often, but the problem is when I'm filming, I like to stay in my seat and my bottom doesn't really leave my seat unless it's crucial. And actually, here's a question, because I feel like there's 2 types of crafters. There's the type that clean up once the space is not functional anymore and the crafter-lanchers are crafter-lanching everywhere. And then there's the type of crafter who cleans up maybe after every project, or if you film process videos after every video. Which type of crafter are you? There's no right or wrong. It's only what works for your process. I wish I was the latter. I wish I was the one who cleaned up after every project, but I'm not. I am a crafter-lanch queen, which does have its negative side effects, I will say. Not being able to find supplies, having things crash onto you while you're filming and have to edit them out. That happens quite a lot. But yeah, I'm striving towards being a bit neater. We'll get there eventually. So these photos, this was a sweet moment of Archie holding onto my arm. Now, it might look like nothing, but this boy is like a firecracker. He never stops moving and making noise, and it's very rare for him to just sit and settle for a short moment. So these are the little important things that I want to document because they are a bit of a rarity. And I think that's how I want to see my project life. Oh no, I got it on the photo and then it left a sticky patch and it really bothered me. So I had to put something there. That really, really bothered me. I got very annoyed with that. But that's what I like about project life, is that I like to capture the tiny moments. So for anyone else, this isn't a significant time. It's a child sitting on a couch. It's nothing special. But I think project life really allows us to capture those little things that we find beautiful or that we want to remember. It could be like the other day, I took a photo of my teacup because I really, really like my teacup. And that may seem something not insignificant, but it's something that you look at every day, and it's just, it's just how it is. But one day I might smash that teacup. This is a really bad example, but do you know what I mean? One day I might not have that teacup in my daily routine, and it may lose, its everyday feeling that it has, and it might become a bit more special. So I'm trying to capture those things that are a bit more mundane and regular, because one day they might not be there. That's a bit depressing, but do you know what I mean, peeps? It could even be the view from your kitchen window, or one of your favorite meals at the moment, because I've gone through a lot of cycles of foods that I was obsessed with, and then now I don't eat, or the thought of eating them repulses me because I've eaten it too much. Never potato or cheese. Cheese or potato, they will forever be able to be eaten. But there's a few meals that I've overcooked too many. Not overcooked, but I've cooked them too many times. I am rambling, so let's get back on to the track of this page. Now, these foamy thickers, I love them. Some of them are very large, so they're a bit tricky sometimes to use in Project Life, but I absolutely love this one because at this point, this is the start of 2020, we had reached a sleep regression, which are always joyful. I read a thing about how we shouldn't call them sleep regressions. We should call them sleep growths, I think it was, or some term like that, because it shows that they're reaching a new stage and their body is learning to adjust. Sleep growths, whatever you may call them, they're hard. They're real hard, especially if you're working from home at the same time. So we were going through a bit of a tricky time with day naps. They just weren't there at all. So I thought that sticker was perfect for this one, and I just documented a little bit about this because, let's be honest, you'll probably see in the weeks surrounding this week of Project Life that will go up over the next month or so. There's a lot of photos like this because Arch was at daycare, Aaron was at work, and I was with a baby who refused to sleep anywhere but my arms. So there wasn't a lot to photograph except for that. But yeah, that's what life was right now. And see, that's changed completely because she doesn't snooze in my arms anymore. And if she did, my arms, she's heavy. I have no upper body strength, and children weigh a lot. Back on track with pavlova. Do you like pavlova? I'm not a pavlova fan, but I'm not a fan of most foods. I think I have the diet of a picky 4-year-old. But we celebrated whose birthday? Oh, it was Aaron's uncle's birthday, Uncle Greggy, and we celebrated with a pavlova. And Archie thought he was pretty special, helping out Auntie Ginny, putting all of the fruit decorations on the pavlova and, just sampling them just to make sure that they're not poisonous for the rest of the family. He had to sample them all before they went on the pavlova. We almost I remember we had one, there was one strawberry that was dangerously going from his mouth back onto the pavlova, but we managed to catch it in time, luckily. This next card, this background paper is very vibrantly blue. It's not really looking as blue as it does in real life on camera, but it's very, very blue. And so I wanted to pair it with kind of a larger photo or a busier photo to calm it down a little bit. So these are some snippets from Daycare, and I've covered up the only faces you can see are of Archie's little friend that also posts on Insta. But I wanted to capture the everyday for Archie. He's very lucky in that he's had a strong posse for a number of years there. They've got a really little cliquey group, which is cute, and luckily I think majority of them will start school at the same time, big school, primary school. There's a couple that are starting primary school next year. We're not holding Arch back, but we're we're waiting until the year after, because he's a March birthday. I think I've chatted about that before. It's a bit of a tricky year. He could either start next year and be one of the youngest of the year, or he could start the year after and be one of the oldest of the year. So we're going with the oldest of the year, just to give him a bit more time. But luckily, most of his little friendship group will still have another year and a half together, which will be lovely. These are just 2 photos of my right now, where we're going through some big cheesy grins. Like I've said, this is a time this is pre-pandemic, but we were staying at home a lot anyway. Our lives are pretty homey. We don't, we're not out and about socializing every single day, going on traveling adventures type people. And that's perfectly fine to document. I think that's actually more fun to document in my project life, because you can really tell the changes in your circumstances. Even just the way that we've swapped furniture around in our house. If you've watched our vlogs, you'll know the furniture changes a lot, and not new furniture, but we just swap the rooms around because we feel like it. And looking at this lounge room, how it's set up here, it was different. I think the past year of scrapbooking, it's probably changed about 3 times. So it's nice to document the everyday. So I hope this video, Jazz Hands, has given you some inspo to pull out some new goodies and to just document the everyday. See if you can include 3 photos in your project life this week, just of everyday things that you love, that make you smile. Could be a teacup, could be a view from your window, just a little snippet of a moment that's not people smiling at a camera. And so that you can remember them for years to come, when things have changed and situations and everything's a bit different. All right, peeps, have a great week, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.